Tap in, tap in. We're here to talk about something really important. Really important. Proud of my wife today. She wants to come out and talk about something that's going to help, I believe, thousands and thousands of couples, especially, I believe, even African American couples as well. So tap in, tap in. Today's topic is what?
Is drum roll, please.
What is it?
Menopause.
Menopause, y'all. So you might want to tap in, share it with ladies, men, my homies that are out there. Share this, guys. Share this. You might think your wife ready to kill you in the house, but she actually can be going through something. So, where we come from, North Philly, right?
Yeah.
Let me go back it up, right? My name is Mel Wells, and this is my boss lady, Tasha Wells. And we're so grateful to be because, I'm really proud of my wife. Because my wife came to me yesterday and we had some traumatic times, like over the last month, just health-wise, and thank God for our friends, right? Trying to figure out what was going on in our house. That's probably why you didn't see both of us together. Yeah. But the one big thing that we did, what's going on, Celine? We love you, big bro. You know we love you, bro. But the one thing we did was actually, I think I see Timby up there too. The one thing that we actually was able to do was is say, what is wrong?
Yeah, when
right?
you don't know what's wrong at times.
Yeah, because tap in, y'all. I'm going to try to get a few more, y'all, but we're talking about menopause today. Menopause, if you're African American or even just a lady. And men, too. Men, because guess what happens when you get with menopause? Men, you will have men on pause. The lady who's going to put us on pause. Now, you might think, between the ages of, I want to say, sometimes it's even late 30s, but early 40s, 40 to 50 years old, people are going through menopause. Couples are going through menopause. And why do I say couples that go through menopause? Do you not know that the divorce rate for menopause
is crazy?
Is 73%.
Yeah.
73% of people are getting divorced because of menopause. And men, we don't know how to put ourselves on pause and attend to our ladies. But I'm going to let my wife, please, I'm going to let her share it because this is her topic. But guys, I want to just really highlight that I'm really proud of my wife because she came out and wanted to speak about it. And I know it's a lot of my homies out there, y'all suffering from it. So I'm one. I'm number one because my wife is giving the gift of honesty. What's up, baby? Talk, I got you.
This live is not just for women. It's not just for women. You know why? Because whether it's your significant other, your husband, your partner, whatever, it's not just for women. The men need to get on here too so you can figure out how to get through it together. Because God say when you get married, we become one flesh.
Well, yeah, I will say this too, Todd. Men, right? Because you ever see those weird stories on TV and you seen a man that killed his whole entire family? Mm-hmm. A lot of times that comes from the suffering of menopause in the household when men don't even know what's going on. They just like, this lady crazy and all this stuff. And then you see suicides even on families. Do you not know that also as well? 16% of women that commit suicide is because of menopause.
And they don't even realize it. You don't even understand what's going on with your body. Like me, I think mine started last year when it feel like you kind of all over the place and don't know what's going on because you don't look at it and be like, okay, I'm of this age. Let me think about it. My mom never was like, hey, I'm going through menopause or this is what's going on with me. I never knew that. So even me as a mom, I want to talk to my younger daughters about it so they could know what's going on with their body instead of driving their husbands crazy. Okay. You know what I'm saying? To try to get that help. And at the end of the day, if you need help or if you want to send me some messages or send me something that you were doing while you're going through it, all of that, I'm open to help and vice versa. I'm open to letting you guys know what I'm doing as well.
So Tosh, you tell me this is something that your mom never even spoke to you about when it comes to menopause. Ladies, tap in. I don't know how many of your families just taught you about menopause or if that was something on your own. See, we even talk about spiritually, right? You're talking about Adam and Eve. And men, we only see the women. We curse because of the women and the tree and all that stuff. No, that's what happens too. There's a part of that scripture that says you will deal with toil the rest of your life, meaning men. Now, we ain't going to have a period of babies. But that means that we're going to have to deal with that struggle. And so today we just tapping in. Please share it out there, right? We're talking about menopause, what actually goes on, especially in the African American community, right?
Yeah.
Because menopause is like a confusion state. And the reason why I'm going to say that, right? I know it wasn't my baby. My baby called me out. She called me out. I'm like, babe, you can't do things like that. And guess what Ty said? What's up? Step to me. What's going on? And I had to look at Ty.
I ain't put my hands up.
You almost was there. We got no feeling in this, guys. And I told her, I said, babe, we got an hour. All the guests going to be over our house. She said, I don't care about them. I said, what's going on here? And we took a ride. But it took a lot of conversations and with our friends, trustworthy friends. And so if you have questions about the menopause and everything, but again, Suicide rate for ladies at 16%
Yep.
because of menopause.
When you don't even know what's going on with your body, the whole time people are committing suicide because of this. We have to talk about this a lot more, y'all. It got to be talked about to the young girls that's going to get older, and men. Like, I notice even a lot of men be like, oh, you know, they'll have them a girl and she younger. But guess what?
Yeah.
She's going to still have to go through that, even if you're white, because it's divorce rate of what, 73?
It's 73% when it
It's the
comes to,
divorce
especially African American community, it's 73%. And a lot of times, men, what we do, we want to run off on our wife.
Mm-hmm.
Go get a little young Joan or something like that, right? Because we like, oh, you know, she tripping and all. No, she's actually going through something that actually God gave her to actually go through. And that is menopause. And when a woman go through something, guess what happened? That means us men, we got to learn how to go through something. Like, I really didn't like when they keep going this thing talking about, we pregnant. I still struggle with that. I'm like, I'm not pregnant. With all that, whatever. But it's really important, family. Now, look at this in the African American community, guys. A lot of us, we already deal with poverty mindset. Me and Tasha already deal with that. Right? So there's a lot of confusing things that you're dealing with. Mm-hmm. Now you're going to deal with, on top of that, menopause that nobody even tell you about. That you can actually commit suicide from this. That this can affect. You ever see those ladies on TV once in a while? And you hear, you're like, how could a mom do that, right? She done drove her whole family into a lake. Mm-hmm. You don't even know. Oh, we judging everything. But there is something hormone-wise that the ladies go through with the transition of their body. But you wanna elaborate more for the ladies.
So between the ages of 40 and 45, menopause start, whatever stage it begins in, right? But could you imagine if you were a mom that had a baby at 40 years old, you had a baby and premenopausal is happening on top of that? So it's just, when you all over the place with premenopausal, what is the word for when women, when you have depression and stuff after you have the baby? I forget that word. Postpartum depression.
She told me about that.
You can go through postpartum depression and menopause at the same time. You got women committing suicide over this, y'all. It got to be talked about.
Well, babe, keep elaborating, right? For me in my household, my wife was going through this, right? And my daughter was going through her own puberty stage at the same time. At the same time. I thought they were trying to kill me. I'm calling her. I'm like, yo. So that's probably why a lot of times you didn't see us up here, because we wasn't like it's arguing all this stuff like that. We went through some hard times, but we were seeking advice. My wife went to a therapist. We actually went to a therapist. My daughter went to a therapist. Yep. Shout out to that number one couple out there, Chip and Ruby, for just sitting us down as a mom and pop and everything and talking about this. But guys, you better learn more about your women, your woman, right? On how to help your woman when she's going through menopause. And guess what happens too, guys? It's not a joke. Men, your life will be on pause. Understand that, because what we think is real, right?
Yeah.
You think that, oh, she got a period, she dealing with all these hormones and all this stuff, all this stuff that's going on. But at the same time is that we forget that we got to stop and learn about what you're going through so we can go through these things together. So this is a really, really serious topic. Women, I know a lot of men probably like, whatever, right? But menopause is a serious thing. The divorce rate again on menopause is 73%.
Yeah.
A lot of time you may go home, you see your wife, you know that ain't your wife. Yeah. House dirty, ain't no food, ain't nothing cooking. And she's like, well, you better fend for yourself, right? And that's something that the wife can actually be going through. And then what happens is it starts to affect the household. Yeah. Now, just imagine this, Tosh. And two, right? Audience, right? Imagine how many people didn't realize they was going through menopause.
Yeah, because like I said, I didn't know. Like, once I hit 40, I was cool. 41, 42, I turned last year. I don't care about my age. God always make me look good.
So a woman could think it was I'm sorry, baby.
But my thing is, when you don't know, it's so hard. That means when you don't know, that means your significant other don't know. So it's even harder on them, because you're making it harder for them not even knowing that your body is changing.
Yeah, if you don't know, you won't grow, right? And you ever seen somebody out there, right? And ladies, shout out to you, ladies. I love you. I miss my mom. I love my sisters and everything like that who helped raise me, right? Mm-hmm. But now you might have a lady. I heard this before because my homies and the ladies in my family, right? Mm-hmm. They're like, I can't find a good man. You don't know what's wrong with you. Yeah. And you keep trying to find a good man, and this man, you might be up to the sixth man. The man like, yo, you tripping, right? But you may not know that you may need to pause your life and just get yourself together and practice some self-care.
Yeah, changing the diet. Yep. Everyone, yep. Kenya, she said everyone needs help. Therapy,
Thank
diet,
you.
change
Thank
your diet, everything. Even your diet will have you. You gotta be balanced out. You can't be out here eating like you 20 years old no more. You a kid, you a teenager. You gotta eat right because your body is going through changes.
Well, I think too, you could change a lot, right? But I think the biggest thing is that you gotta surrender to the process. Right? And now we like, okay, that we're going through this menopause piece. Now she got me saying we going through this menopause piece, right? And you know, if you don't know how to get through this together, it could really affect the rest of your family, and it can end you up in divorce. I can't imagine, right? And it says 73% of people got divorced because of menopause. Now they're not saying, oh, they found out. Afterwards, they find out that they wife or somebody that was actually going through something. So, family, please share, talk more about the menopause. But the surrendering piece is this for us men: to death do us part. Right? We get married to our ladies and we see them making and doing everything. Our mama spirit out there and everything. But as soon as our ladies start to go through something, we don't stop. I mean, it was really lonely for me. It was really because I'm talking to one of my mentors, right? And I'm like, yo, what's going on? And so, but he was able to sit me down and say, no, this is a process of that one flesh. Y'all got to actually go through together. And he was saying that to me like, no, Mel, you don't have a baby. You're not going to have a period, but you're going to have to deal with the toil. The toil of the decisions that we make together. And so I'm really just highlighting my wife today because I know it's more people out there today. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed of it either, right? One day at a time, me and my wife, we run this company called One Day at a Time. Shout out to Slim. I see him out there. We deal with recovery on all levels. For married couples, too. So maybe you done kicked your boo out and all that stuff, and then you up here, you said, maybe that is what's wrong with me, right? And it was a while, too, Tosh. I was like, baby, go to the doctor. And she like, what? I don't need to go to no doctor. I don't know what y'all talking about, whatever. So, guys, listen, you take over me, right? She come back from the doctor, you know, I'm sitting on the couch. Now, when you learn about menopause, man, guess what happened? You know not to say everything out your dorm mouth. So I'm sitting on the couch watching ESPN. I'm like, what do I say? Because I'm scared because she'll blow up, right, with menopause, right? So I'm sitting here, whatever. So I said, what did the doctor say, right? And what you say?
He said, I'm going through menopause. And the doctor like, well, yeah, it ain't nothing. It ain't about nothing. Mind you, as a man, but he like, yeah, well, this is what women go through, which is true. But he not talking about the stress that it could bring your family, it could bring your spouse, or even how to do it. So for me, myself, what I learned was, I'm not sure of everybody higher power. Mine is the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That's my higher power.
Okay.
But how I am learning to deal with it is spiritually. This could make me connect with God even more.
Yeah. And this actually can make us fall in love even more. Because, you know, you have to deal with uncomfortable situations to get into a real comfort zone. Me and Tosh, we travel, right?
Yep.
We'll see them couples, right? We see them 70-year-olds and 80-year-olds on the beach.
Yeah.
They I'm like, yo, y'all got to chill. Y'all in public.
Yep.
What it is that they like fine wine. They've been crushed. They done went through that process. And a lot of us don't want to go through a process to have that good woman or to become a good man or become a good woman. And so we wanted to come in and tap in. We're going to be coming back, right? But we wanted to be an African-American couple, and shout out to all races out there because everybody go through it. We want to make it cool again to talk about what we're struggling with. Don't talk about all the cute stuff and that's popping and going on in your life and you feel dizzy. You want to know why the whole room's spinning on you and so forth, right? And why you snapping and when you can be going through menopause as a couple.
Yeah.
Tosh, I want you alleviate, you go more on this topic a little bit more because I'm really proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
And guys, I had to pray for I had to pray. Salim, I see you. I was praying for maybe 4 months or maybe a year, maybe because I talked to Chip and them, right? And I was praying. I'm like, yo, this ain't my wife. She tripping. And now, a lot of times what we do, we pray and we want the answer right away. But boy, when she called me, I was in the barbershop, yo. She called me and said, I want to talk about menopause on Instagram. There go God answer my prayer, right?
It's not being talked about enough.
But also, baby, by you being able to be honest about it, what made you want to be now? When you came back from the doctor that day, you were like, yeah, they said I got menopause. I knew not to say like, oh yeah, see, I told you. I ain't gonna say that, right? But for some reason, you got more serious about it in the last week or two. Like, what is making you get serious about it? Talk as a woman. Go ahead, girl.
Well, what was making me get more serious about it is just how I want peace. I want peace in my home. I want my kids to be peaceful. And I want to be able to, I got 3 daughters. Y'all might don't see all my kids at one time. We got 2 older daughters and 2 younger children. So Malia, MJ is our younger babies, but we got 2 older ones and one that just had a baby. He is 10 months old now. And like, we don't talk about that. Yeah. Dayton is 10 months.
That's my buddy right there. But go ahead. That's my home.
He just know the kids. He love the kids. He don't think about no ages or nothing. He just know the kids. But yeah, it's serious. And then spiritually, I felt like oh, I'm working on myself. I'm trying to get better and become this better person. But it was literally what y'all see on the outside. Like, okay, I'm not saying, to me, I look good. Okay, yeah. But that's what I was working on. I want to lose weight. I want to eat right. I want to do this. And the whole time, spiritually, that's going to help me get through this menopause and probably help more people. We can help each other. We can have a group about it. Not just menopause, but overall, the whole holistic approach, the whole family, and what you can take your family through, what you can take your kids through. Because with my symptoms, like a lot of people have hot flashes and everything. Mine's is not like hot flashes, at least not yet, right? I ain't even going to speak it into existence, but not yet. That ain't mine.
My prayer, we through the worst part, but go ahead, let's go.
Mine is, my patience is this short. You see this much. I got this much patience, right?
For
I can
real?
jump down your throat.
Hey, that's yours? You knocked me out.
I got really short patience, and I can be, like, initially I am a defensive person. Like, if you coming at me another way.
Guys, I don't know why she admitting all this stuff. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
If I feel like you coming at me, I'm ready to come at you. Like, what? Like, oh no, this, I'm ready to jump. I'm cutting you off to get my point across. But I think that this made me way more defensive. It made me way more ready to just like cut you off and just to get my point across, opposed to waiting, being slow to speak and quick to listen, right? Instead of it doing that, it made me just like being ready to jump in. As soon as you say it, I'm like, dang, I ain't even feeling my shit. And she know what I'm going to say already. Melvy's looking at me like, okay, you know what I'm going to say. And I actually don't, right? And that comes with the patience too. So, in the menstrual, like, menstrual, like, listen, if you don't want to be on here listening to this, you don't have to, but like, women are used to getting their periods regularly. And at first, I can't have more kids. So I was like, okay, I don't even know if I got my period. To the point I start forgetting about it. Like, I don't know if it's going to come on, if it ain't going to come on. I know I ain't
knocked up again.
I'm like, I'm cool. And then they come on like 6 months later. And I'm like, what is you here for? You've been gone all this time. Don't come back. Like, it's just, and it's confusion. Just like your menstrual is. Your menstrual used to come on every month. And then it come on once every 6 months. You're like, your menstrual, like, what is going on? Everybody is just on it, and your body goes through different changes.
Right? Is because you got ladies out there, but I want to take up for people that come from where we come from, all around the world, right? I feel like you have families that know about this, that are raised outside of poverty, and they come up in this, right? Do you think it takes more toil on a family that deals with drug and alcohol, incarceration, gets the nightmares of society that a lot of families deal with in poverty, and now they got to deal with something where mama got to deal with menopause, and she's a single mom, and daddy in jail or daddy dead. Like, is that, what would that stress, how is that?
And that's when for me, if I can see a single woman going through menopause with a child, that's when suicide come in. She don't have nobody to talk to. The baby father or the significant other is not around. You know what I mean? Like, that's where it's a suicide rate in menopause. Can y'all believe it?
So the women, 16% of women actually have committed suicide.
Yes.
But I'm even...
Not because of not knowing what's going on with their bodies.
They don't know what's going on with them. But now it makes me see, how we get judgmental when we watch the news, right? And you see a lady done took her kids out.
Yeah.
Right? She may not know what's going on with her.
Yeah.
Or on the opposite side, man, right? And we so selfish, now the men done hurt their entire family because they can't understand the confusion that's going on in their family.
Yeah, and it's not just that, y'all. Mental health is real. It will drive you literally crazy. Mental health is really real. Your mental stability is going to be all over the place. You want to be focused and be on this and be on that. Like, for instance, one of my mentors, Ruby, she helped run a congregation, a church of a lot of people. We have churches all over the world, and she at one time was like, I don't want to be dealing with nobody. And it's like, you the first lady. How you're not wanting to deal with all these people? Like, these people look up to you, including me. But like, she had to go through that. She didn't know. So like I'm grateful to be able to say, okay, I learned when I started getting it. Like the year that I started driving my husband crazy almost.
You said that?
God, he's still
oh,
here.
I don't know what's going on. I was like, man. So my homies that really, really know me, this is the work of God. Go ahead.
Thank God that he is still here. But yeah, you gotta stay prayed up and stay just connected to God and just as one, because I'm grateful to have a husband that when I had no patience, he had more than enough. Thank God, because if not, it's 73% is a lot in divorce rates for menopause, and the whole time you don't know what's going on, your husband don't know what's going on, your family don't know what's going on. It's just all. Well,
do you know this too, guys? And I can be honest with this. Do you know that what happens to men during menopause that's really just trying to love their family? They go through a confusion state. I guess look this up, Tosh. Right between the age of 40 and 50, even for the men, we go through a depression stage because we so used to just having what we want to have, and we forget to death do us part, right? And then we go through what we don't like. Loss of sex. I ain't gonna talk about that's gonna be a whole nother joint, right? And so forth, right? For me and my wife, right? But also a loss of sex drive. Like you just give up on it, like, man, you just tripping on it, right? Erectile dysfunction. Other physical and emotional symptoms and so forth, right? You can actually start to take out things on other people in your job or your family, but not knowing that it's affected because your love is affected in the household. And you don't know, you gotta understand this, even the Bible talks about love, right? Love ain't always cute. Love can be messy. And getting deeper in love can be through getting through menopause and men putting our lives on pause. And for me, I'm proud of my wife. Why? My daughters get to take on this legacy. So now they know they got to get with men who have an understanding when it comes to menopause and support or whatever. Go ahead, Tosh.
Only thing I'm saying is, listen, for me, spiritually, that's part of my going through the menopause is connecting with God more, just to help my spirit, to help my mind, body, and soul. For me, that's what I'm going through. But if y'all have any questions, or even if y'all want to share some of y'all thoughts on what y'all been going through, I know I'm not the only one going through menopause, ladies. I'm not the only one. But at the same time, we have to just make sure you stay connected in God and with your spouse, because he got to be strong too. Somebody asking to come in on the video.
I don't know who that is.
Hey, your spouse got to be strong as well.
Who is that?
Excuse me. Let me see.
She is gonna put me in front of somebody's face. I don't know who she about to.
I don't know. I don't see him no more. Maybe they not on it. Oh, this Harriet.
Harriet who?
I think it's Richard wife. Harriet. Okay. I think so.
So guys, listen. What we want to do is just share this, right? And maybe you and your husband or you and your boo, y'all want to talk about it, right? But, it's a good thing that a lot of ladies get to live to the age of even going through menopause. And men, for me, I'm surprised I'm still alive, right? Ain't nobody tell me this when I was 20 years old. Now I'm 39 years old. It's like, no, 40, 44, right?
Yeah, years 44. Old is that. Look, he don't even know his own age.
No, that's real rap. But now we get to have a better understanding on a whole nother level. And then our kids, my son, get to learn from me about how to deal with this. And you know what I think menopause is? I ain't tell you about this, right? I think it's men becoming on pause, women coming together with their men, so God can prune the tree for the brand new fruit that He want to grow in your life.
Wow.
He want to make room for the new. So what God will do is bring this pain through the menopause to go through a pruning season. Meaning that I can't talk to Tosh like I used to. I can't tell her, do this, do that, do that. I got to say, baby, can you please do this one thing for me? Right? So I have to learn all these love languages now, right? And now we can't wait till we go on vacation because we get to be more supportive of one another. And now we get to see that, and we see that 4-year-old couple running down the beach and they arguing and they look all cute and everything. But some reason they get in a big argument. It might just be menopause. Because that's what we've been through. I'm going to read this point for you. And babe, I want you to do your thing and you end it out, right? A positive aspect. We want to, in anything we do, positive vibes only, right? A positive aspect of married couples navigating menopause together. My boo, together is the opportunity to depend on their bond. There's a bond that God has glued in between us, right? Through increased communication. Do you know we have 3 meetings a week in the Wells family household? Me and my wife, just us 3, and then we meet with the kids once a week. So increased communication. A relationship without no communication, guess what's going to happen? There becomes separation. Mutual support. So now she understands, Melvin may need a little romantic night because he all down there looking all sad, watching the NFL game or whatever. So then I get to look at my wife and say, you know what, babe, why don't you go to the restaurant with the girls and let me watch the kids? It's mutual support. It's not a one-way thing, right? One flesh, right? Each other physical and emotional changes, allowing them to navigate this stage of life as a united team and potentially strengthen their relationship. I thought this was a great needed subject. When it comes to recovery, menopause is a part of recovery. Marriage is a part of recovery. Drug and alcohol recovery, family recovery, especially coming from the background that we come from.
Yes, absolutely.
I can't imagine how many people have been in jail and died not even knowing they was dealing with menopause or reacting to menopause, men as well.
Yeah, and that's a lot just in even the community we come from. Nobody's talking about it. It needs to be talked about more.
Yeah, baby.
I think it needs to be talked about. It needs to probably be some type of group. How can I support you? How can you support me? How can we support each other?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's nothing wrong with that. It's a part of life, right? And this is where our 17 years come in, right? We've been together 17 years. We've been married 17 years. And this is part of the process. And I'm grateful God gave me a strong man to withstand with me through it, because I don't know what.
Well, the 17 years is just waiting. If you think you've seen something with us already, you ain't seen nothing yet, right? Because, you know, they say that we'll reap a harvest if we plant the seed.
Yeah.
We stay loyal to one another. We struggle, we argue, but we're iron sharper than iron and so forth. Now we about to see the real blessing. Shout out to the rest of my daughters who got jobs, who got families, right? Who I thought they was crazy when they was teenagers, right? But they doing so good now, and I start to see the benefits of the fruit of us staying together.
Yeah.
And that's just a little bit of some things. My son, we see the benefits of the fruit. We see the benefits of one day at a time. People on here like Celine, a whole host of friends, right? Our friends out there. We got Wallow Gill and so many different friends, but we want to be the one couple that help all of our friends keep that coupleship together. But, you know, when they ready to walk out the door, I can't stand this and all, they tripping and all that stuff. No, bro, you tripping because your wife is going through a health episode. Or you know, your wife will tell you that, no, your husband's a little depressed because he's used to being Superman and you ain't giving him no kryptonite, right? And so, baby, you ended out, but I love y'all, man. Most of all, publicly, I love you.
Oh, I love you.
This was amazing. I wish my mom was alive to even get to hear what we talking about. I'm more excited. I'm excited for my wife. But guys, I've been waking up 4:30 for 4 months straight, going to a park, lonely, looking at the sky to see what was going on, to say, God, I don't know. What do I do with this relationship? Do I stay? Do I go? I'm confused, the kids and all these different things. And she called me and said, I want to get honest about menopause. That's the blessing of it, man. Tosh, you ended out. You do this your thing, girl.
Exactly.
Did the menopause make you look sexy or something? Because you look sexy.
It's to be continued. This is not like goodbye. This is to be continued because we all gonna go through this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm hoping that this video is able to help other married couples, other couples and their partners, other women, other girls that eventually gonna be my age and have to go through it. But to just think, like, when you're not feeling yourself and you go to the doctor, ask the questions. Like, could it be menopause? Because that's what I was on. Like, I don't know. I'm going crazy. My husband absolutely thinks I'm going crazy, so I need help. It's just that simple. He thinks I'm going crazy and I need help. And maybe I am going crazy, but Doc, I need you to tell me something, because he's going to say to me, how did the doctors go when I come back in here? So I need to have something to tell him so he could be like, thank God it's something. I thought she just was losing her mind. So
I'm laughing because I love Tasha. But most of all, I love the growth of God. I love the growth of the marriage. I love the fine wine and hanging in together. Guys, about, in 17 years, I've only been with my wife. Yeah, I'm saying that publicly.
Me too.
Only been with my wife, and I'm proud of that, and I get to start to see the results of God and the loyalty of hanging in together. Just imagine if we got divorced in five years ago, right? We would have never knew nothing about menopause. I could have been up to my second or third lady, and I'm still trying to date people, not realize, no, bro, you don't know nothing about menopause, and that's why you keep running from a good woman. Now I got a good woman here, right?
So what I am going to say is soon. It's not just going to be a group on menopause, but that could be one thing we can talk about, because I am going to do. Y'all don't know, everybody don't know, but this man does men's rap once a week, once every other week. He do it every other week, and it's booming, it's banging. I had one. But I want to invite y'all ladies to come through. Let's talk about whatever you're going through. Let's talk about your husbands. Let's talk about how we make it better.
In my group, men crying. Because we crying because we ain't know what was going on. But and it's more than just me that was going through this in my group. But now we got iron sharpening iron, right? Where we get to say, oh, this is what's going on with your lady, and this is how you need to take care of your lady, and this is how she need to breathe and take a break. You know, so since then we instituted, like I know my wife, she was cooking every night. She was an awesome wife. And I said, well, you can't cook every night no more. So we order out at least twice a week and so forth like that. And we just have some days we had leftover. I wasn't a leftover dude. Tasha has changed so much. And what I like is, most of all, she is breaking the chain of negativity so it don't grow into the next generation. She was the first one in her family to come out, right, and be honest and raise her hand and say, I don't know what this young lady's saying. Girl, you know I got my glasses on. I don't know who that is.
Tasha, I want to be a part of the group. You absolutely
can. I want to be a part of the
please,
group, right?
Can.
But just going out again, guys, like, this menopause thing is serious. It's serious. I talk to my homies or whatever. They're like, oh, they're scared of it, right? A lot of them, they actually scared to get married because they don't know how to go through the menopause with a young lady to be supportive of them. But if you know people that need help and want to ask questions, men, if you want to reach out, inbox me, right? Tasha going to read it to me to say, look, this was going on. I will answer what you need to answer. We have groups every other Monday. We have a men's rap. Tasha's starting her ladies group or whatever like that. And one day at a time, shout out again to Celine, we have services for the entire family. Yeah. And the only reason we found out about this, because we're on this journey that's called recovery. So anything we find that's negative, we like, how can we turn this into a positive? Because anything that you find that's negative, you can turn into a positive. But women, I want to give you a huge shout out, women. I don't know how y'all did it. How'd you bail us out of jail? How you became daddy and mommy? I know you can't really do it, but daddy and mom, that strong woman in the household, going through depression. A lot of y'all deal with diabetes and high blood pressure, dealing with your health, and nobody even mentioned to say mommy might be going through menopause. And I never seen that. I never seen it in my mom. All I knew was my mom, God bless my mom and pop, right? All we had, what they call the tampon things, Tasha?
Yeah.
With the big, what's the long thing?
Oh, the pads.
The pads. The pads. I seen a lot of cotton around the house, guys, right, growing up as a kid. And then out of nowhere, then it disappeared. But I remember when it disappeared, right? My dad wasn't home all the time. Because he didn't know nothing about menopause. He just go stay at the hotel to take a break, though his wife was crazy and so forth. But now that Tasha's teaching me, I understand what they had to go through more. And they didn't even have all this education. They didn't have all this stuff, right? But they were solid like one. And my mom and dad ended up being together for over 30-something years. Yep. And they still married up in heaven. Yep. This is amazing, Tasha. I love you, girl.
I love you, too.
I love you, my kryptonite. I'm telling you, that honesty gets me. I forget the makeup, girl, and the hair and all that. That honesty got the glow and everything.
I don't wear makeup like
Turn this joint off, Tasha. Can we get out of here? Right? Because I'm about to come off a pause, man. Let's get out of here. I love you, family.
Thank y'all so
Even if you don't love us, peace and blessings. All right.